coming to you live from the Craven Country Jamboree. It's the Timberline Music Show. Hi folks, and welcome to the Timberline Music Show. We're coming to you from the Craven Country Jamboree here in Craven, Saskatchewan. Got some great music, some awesome interviews with some incredible performers. And we're going to kick it off here now with a young fellow named Brody Siebert. Brody, how are you doing?
How you doing today?
Doing excellent, doing excellent. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks, Larry.
So you're playing at the beer gardens here at Craven. Is this the first time that you've been here, or you've been here before?
No, this is the fourth time I've been here. The first two times I was here was with the CKRM showcase that they had, and then last year we got a chance to step on the beer garden stage, and they asked us back again this year, so we're happy to be here. It's great, Larry. It's awesome.
Excellent. So Brody, you've been reading through your bio, and one of the things that I picked up on is that you never grabbed a guitar until you were 15. How did that work for you?
I just started playing. I just picked it up because I really just wanted to play. I've always loved music. It's definitely been in my family. I mean, my brother Riley, you know Riley, he was playing and all that. So he helped me pick up the guitar a little bit. He showed me a few things, and then it just kind of escalated from there, I guess. So
I'm in a bar. It's freaking Tuesday. Thought I'll stop for one for fun, but it's two for one. Now it's looking like two to start. I'm in a bar.
Okay, well, talking about Riley and people that kind of took you under their wing, like who are some other people that over the course of time have helped you to get to the point where you're at?
Well, you know, Riley's always been a big help. I guess growing up when I wasn't playing, he was always playing, and I got to see some of the ins and outs of the music world and everything like that and all that. But if there's one guy who really took me under his wing, it was Aaron Goodvin. Me and him got together. We played country at the Creek. That would have been about 2 years ago now. And we just got together and started talking, and he eventually got me down to Nashville, and ever since he's been just really helping me through my career and all that, and he's done some really good things for me.
So who would you consider, looking at the career the way you've got it happening right now, would be musical influences, either past or present, people that you look up to and people who you respect?
The biggest one has always been Waylon. Waylon Jennings was always a big thing in my life. My family loved Waylon. Riley used to play him all the time. My Uncle Calvin's the biggest Waylon fan you'll ever meet. And he's always been one of my heroes for sure. And then I guess if you could say somebody newer today that's kind of doing something that really impresses me and is just unique, and he just does his thing, is Eric Church. I really look up to Eric. He's a really talented guy, and he seems to have it all figured out. So.
Rocking and rolling, how's it feel knowing I don't care where you are? So I'm in a bar.
Now let's just step aside a little bit. What do you do when you go out to have fun? How do you unwind, and when you're at home, what do you do to just kind of unwind from it all?
Well, Larry, I think my favorite thing to do is just hang out and kick back and play more guitar. I guess write songs. That helps me relax and get my head off of the whole thing. You know, it just puts you in a different world. But if it's not music, it's I'm out hunting, or I'm out fishing, or working on a car. I mean, I love pulling wrenches. My dad was a mechanic, and I'm just about a journeyman mechanic. I got to go one last go, but those are the things I like to do that just gets my mind off of everything else going on around me.
Well, that's some pretty solid thinking. So let's look 5 years down the road. What's Brody Siebert doing?
Hopefully still cutting records and making albums and writing songs, and I mean, we got some things in the works here right now down in Nashville and stuff like that. So who knows? I could be living down there in the next 5 years. I don't know. All I know is to just keep my head to the ground and keep working, and what comes, and take the opportunities as they show themselves.
Now you're talking in terms of some of the contests that you were involved in, some of the places that you've been playing at. Which other shows, like you've been here, but where else have you been playing?
We played country at the Creek here this year again. We've been there a couple of years. They're great people out there to play with, play for. We've been all over. We played Carlton Trail Jamboree. We've played, oh, geez, on the spot, it's tough. We've played a lot of things. We played at many bars like Long Branch in Saskatoon. We played a lot of those kind of festivals. Hopefully looking forward to maybe get the chance to play Eagle Creek next year. Maybe we'll see if that can happen. I mean, we got a lot of things going in the works. Actually, me and my buddy Brock Andrews, he's another local Saskatchewan artist. Me and him are actually planning on doing some shows here in the fall together. So there's one coming up here at the Decker Center in Battleford for the Saskatchewan Country Stars compilation album. So there'll be a few of us that'll be playing there off that album.
So if people want to get a hold of Brody Siebert to buy a CD or to book you for a concert or just to say hi, what's the best way that people can get a hold of you?
Pretty easy guy to get a hold of. You can get a hold of me on www.brodysiebert.com over at my website, and then you can find me on Facebook, my music page. You can message me there. You can get a hold of my manager, Cassidy Peterson, over at Mainstage Management. She can put you through to get a hold of me to play or anything like that. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of me through all that stuff.
Excellent. Sounds real good. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the Timberline Music
Show.
For
having
all
me, Larry.
The best to you.
Thanks for having me, Larry.
You betcha.
Since we're dancing like this dance won't be our last, well, I won't need another shot of whiskey or drag off a cigarette. All I want is a tab and a cab and your hand in my hand, getting out the back door. What are we waiting for? And girl, let's turn those lights real low. We'll make some liars out of lonely town. I can pull you in so close that we heat up, your hair falls down. You don't have to miss me, kiss me, no telling what you and I could be. I want it all but goodbye, so lay it on me tonight.
I'm hoping and wishing and hoping we'll make it all the way. 'Cause you know, I'm here to stay. You know we're meant to be when you turn to
We're continuing with our coverage of the Craven Country Jamboree here on the Timberline Music Show. With me here today is my guest, Morgan Mayer. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Just excellent. I'm really pleased to have you on the show. You're one of these people that I've heard about, but I haven't had a chance to talk to, and so this is just great. So for all the people that are out there that were kind of like me that don't know a whole heck of a lot about you, here's your opportunity to tell us, who are you?
My name is Morgan Mayer. I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan originally, but I now live in Lumsden. I love it. I've lived in many parts of Canada and came back here in, I guess, the home birthplace of Craven.
So how long have you been playing? And I see by your bio that you've been doing a lot of stuff.
I have.
Go back and get us filled in as to what you've been up to.
Lately, I've really been focused on trying to writing poetry a lot. I started singing and recording when I was 11. We did Christmas tunes that are actually still playing on the radio in Saskatchewan every holiday season. And then I started doing pop rock stuff in the early 2000s, 2006, 2007 is when I started, and I was charting top 40 in Canada with my pop rock, and then once that was kind of done, I graduated high school and I decided to move out to Vancouver, I continued songwriting, and when I came home, you know, I have had numerous songs placed on Degrassi, The Next Generation, and The Guard. I still, you know, they still play, and they play all over the world, which is wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Craven. Like, to come out here, talk about Craven a little bit.
Craven is wonderful. It's such a great experience. It's great. It's a great people watching spot. There's incredible musicians, and it's great to network, especially when you're performing and you're meeting other musicians, and you get to meet a whole other, I guess, caliber of people while you're here, especially if you are backstage and mingling with the other performers. And you know, it's such a growth place in terms of playing and who you get to meet.
So tell me about the song Red Roses.
Red Roses is actually a very special song to me. I started writing it with an amazing artist, Andrea, down in LA. She's from Canada, she's from Ontario, and she moved down to LA to pursue her music career, and she's doing fabulously well. I started writing it with her there, and then finished it when I went back home to Vancouver, where I was living at the time, and I finished it, and it was such an accomplishment for me. I felt like it was a new step. I had only wrote pop punk before, and then I started into this whole other phase and whole other genre, which I had never done. So it was a real stepping stone in terms of exploring what I have the ability to do, and what if I really put my mind to it, and just the whole story behind it. It's personal experience, and Red Roses is one of those songs that really was a big monumental songwriting moment for me, in terms of, you know, in terms of how far I can push myself and who I can learn from in terms of songwriting. You know, you learn from everybody, and Andrea was a great person to have that stepping stone, have someone assist you on that next step.
I want to red roses tonight. I wanna know just what it's like to be that hand you hold, the one on your mind. I want your red roses tonight.
So, okay, I want Morgan Mayer's music. I want to get a hold of you. I want to book you for a gig. How do you get a hold of you?
You just you can email me at morganmayermusic@gmail.com. You can also contact me. Actually, the best way would be through my Facebook page. It's just Morgan Mayer, and you can facebook.com/Morgan Mayer Music. Just message me from there. I'd love to hear your thoughts and see if I can play anywhere near you.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate talking to you, getting to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to seeing you down the trail.
It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Stay tuned for the Timberline Music Show. Hoo-yah!
I can't lie when I first kissed you. Best me as it's arms around you. You make me better than I was before. Thank God I'm yours. Words me is just a long gone memory. Put a new heartbeat inside of me. You make me better than I was before. Thank God I'm yours.
We're back here with the Timberline Music Show at the Craven Country Jamboree. What a festival is going on here this weekend. I'm here with a special guest, a fellow from Manitoba by the name of Ryan Cowan. How are you doing today, Ryan?
I'm real good. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. It's great having you on the show. So for starters, just for folks not quite sure who you are, where are you from, and tell me a little bit about you.
Sure thing. Well, I'm from Roblin, Manitoba, just into Manitoba, so I'm almost a Saskatchewan boy, just about. And we've just been making music for over 20 years now. I guess I started playing bars when I was 14 years old, so we've been at it quite a while, and it's our first time to Craven. We're really excited to be here. So yeah.
Everybody says, like, when you come to Craven, there's the kind of the Craven experience. Did you feel that as you crossed the bridge too?
I did. You know, as you come in and it's through the valley, and it's such a beautiful country. You can see it behind us here with the campers and stuff. Just incredible scenery, great fans, of course. Country music fans are the best in the world. They're very passionate about the music and the genre and the stories of the songs. So, I mean, that's why we're here. It's a draw for an artist to come to a venue like this, is to get your music heard by people, get that message out to them, and hopefully you can relate to the fans. And
Absolutely. So you said you've been making music now for about 20 years. Chances are pretty good that you've read a song or two in that course.
I have, I've wrote a lot of songs. I actually have not recorded any that I've written. I get a lot pitched to me down from Nashville and through my publishers and my producers, so we'll get there. It's just, you're always really self-conscious. I'm hard on myself, I guess, for the songs that I write, and when I hear something in it, I can connect to it, and I feel as long as I can portray the message of the song and give it my spin and relate to it, then I feel that's where the art is.
Oh, that's great. So when you're looking, well, I guess like you said, with the song, when somebody pitches what you're looking for in it.
Yep. But you know, it just has to have that sound, I guess, and that message with the lyrics, and I really like a story song that can portray a message. So I can tell you basically in the first 10 seconds of hearing a song if it's something I would consider cutting, and yeah, so we just have a lot of fun with it and enjoy being here.
Well, you talk about having a lot of fun. Of course, you're playing in the beer gardens, and the beer gardens at Craven have a notorious reputation. What do you see that you and your band do in order to really get that crowd going?
You know, I just think picking the songs and the way you deliver them. I mean, there's everybody can play really well, of course, all the acts that are here and stuff. It's just the way that you get the message across to the people and portray that message. So we try and be interactive with the crowd and make it a relatable performance.
Honey, I stay strong on your love all the time.
So of all the songs that you do in a set, like what you would do here at the Craven Country Jamboree,
Yeah.
what's the song that's the most fun for you to play?
Oh, you know, I like the classics, the Merle Haggards and George Jones stuff. That's a real tough question. My favorite song to perform live would have to be Anything Goes by Randy Houser. It's just a real powerful barroom hurtin' song, and I feel we do it fairly well. So that's probably my favorite song, but you know, you can't go wrong with Somebody Like You by Keith Urban to get the crowd going. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So tell me, what is in the cards for Ryan Cowan 5 years down the road musically? Where do you see yourself? Of all the planets lined up perfect, where are you going to be?
You know what? I'm just enjoying, and I don't mean to be cliche saying this, but I'm just really enjoying where I'm at right now. You know, I work, I'm a branch manager of an insurance office in Roblin. I got a good job and good staff, and I'm happily married with 3 little boys, and I coach their hockey teams and stuff. And, you know, we get to come to awesome festivals like Craven here and perform. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. We were successful last year. We were nominated for 5 Manitoba Country Music Awards, and happened to bring home Single of the Year last year.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, if we can just keep having fun, I mean, who knows where it goes. I didn't think I'd get this far, so we'll just keep doing what we're doing and go from there.
Well, that sounds good. So if all of a sudden I wanted to get a hold of Ryan Cowan and like, I want to get some of your music, or I want to book a gig, or just say hi, how do you get a hold of you?
Well, probably easiest is online at www.ryancowan.com. And my last name is spelled Keown. So it's a little bit different spelling. My songs are on iTunes, and I've got videos on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all that. So you can find me on Facebook. It's Ryan Cowan Band. And yeah, we're out there, so.
Excellent. Well, it's been great having you on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us, and all the best in the future to you.
Excellent. Thank you, and thanks everybody at home for watching.
And honey, I stay strong on your love all the
We're continuing our coverage from the Craven Country Jamboree. I'm joined here now with 2 of the members of Wildfire, Melissa Mannett and Marty Blonsky. How are you folks doing today?
Really good.
Yeah?
Thank you.
It's awesome having you guys on the show here.
Thanks, Larry.
It was a great set that you guys just did. The energy and such that you had going on stage, like how did that feel up there to be doing that?
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, whether it's 10 people in the crowd or 400,000, I mean, like,
400,000.
okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but.
You've been in a band for a while. There's 2 other members. Maybe just mention who play with you on a regular basis.
Our lead guitar is Brad Papp. So he's a veteran guitar slaying hero. And TJ Silger on the bass. Yeah, he's actually doing some work down for Petrick right now, so can't be up here with us.
I think the band has a lot of natural chemistry, and that chemistry translates to the crowd. So, you know, you got people that have been doing this for a long time, you know, like Brad's, you know, he's been doing it for years and years and years. He's got a lot of experience, and putting these people together with Melissa's energy, and just, somebody once told me, they said, you got Melissa bouncing around in the front, whatever's happening behind her really doesn't matter.
Stage is my happy place. So, I mean, it's like a whole different world up there. You just want to go back.
So you're here at Craven, you've been here a few times. What are some of the other festivals and places that you played at?
Well, we've done the Queen City exhibition numerous times. We've opened up for some bigger name acts. We've done just recently for the Roadhammers and Aaron Pritchett, Jason Blaine.
What are some of the influences that you have that reflect in the music that you perform on stage?
Well, I guess since we are a cover band, we all the musicians that we cover, we really appreciate their music, and that's why we choose to turn theirs into our own versions. I mean, I've always been a huge Shania Twain fan. Gretchen Wilson, Carrie Underwood, Miranda Lambert, put her right up there.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question for you, Melissa. You're a songwriter.
I am.
And let's talk just a little bit about some of the work that you've done as an individual with songwriting and some of the things that you've done.
Sure. Yeah, I have. I've written and recorded 2 albums so far in my career. They were kind of bordering on pop country, and lately I've been writing a lot more country tunes with the hopes that Wildfire will soon get into the studio. Yeah, I've done some of my tunes at the Songwriters Circle here at Craven previous years, and I've won a VH1 Songwriting Award for one of my songs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I've had airplay with my song called Falling.
So looking down the road 5 years as a group, you talked that you want to be back in the studio, but if everything worked out exactly the way you wanted to, where would you be in 5 years?
Still playing shows, maybe a whole lot more.
Yeah, playing shows. Big stage would be nice.
Yeah. And hopefully sharing some of our originals that no one's heard yet.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, it's been great meeting up with you folks. Thank you very much for coming and being here on the Timberline Music Show, and all the best to you in the future.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you. We're continuing on here with the Timberline Music Show from the Craven Country Jamboree. I'm your host, Larry Krause, and joined today by Cal Hurd. Cal, how are you doing?
Very good, Larry. Yeah.
Great to have you here on the show and to be able to talk to you a little bit about your music.
Thanks for having me.
So now you played Craven a bunch of times, I know. What is it that keeps you coming back to Craven, and what do you like the most about it?
Well, the crowds here at Craven are unlike any that we've ever played in front of. It's one big happy family. It's just the excitement that you get from this place. Year after year, we for some reason they keep asking us back, and we're
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we're so appreciative of it, and so thankful that they do, because this is just the highest energy festival, highest energy gig in the world. It's incredible.
Seems like the whole town's here. Friends and ribbons fill the park. Well, she knows she's not alone. It makes her smile and it breaks her heart.
Well, you know, speaking of high energy, like I know we're playing at the beer garden here, and of course this beer garden has a reputation for being wild and rambunctious, and you being one of the performers, how do you get that audience going in order to be able to maintain that reputation?
Yeah, you know, we like to start with our foot on the gas, and we play for 2 hours solid, all the hardest, fastest, funnest country music. You know, if you can think of it, we're going to play it in that 2-hour span. It's that's what we do.
Okay. Now, when it comes to what you do, I know you're here and you've been here often, but there's a lot of different venues and a lot of different gigs that you play. Talk a little bit about some of the festivals that you've been at and some of the venues that you and the band frequent on a regular basis.
Yeah, you know, we've played at the festivals here, like you know, Dauphin and Dauphin Country Fest and Craven a pile of times, and Big Valley Jamboree, and we've done the beer gardens and main stages of all of them over the years, and you know, we've played gigs like the Rider halftime shows and the biggest cabarets in the province and in Alberta, and we kind of stick to Western Canada, but we if there's a place that hires music, chances are we've played there at some point.
Now, the fact that you're on the road as much as you are, no doubt you've got contacts and sponsors and people that have supported your career. Is there anybody that you want to recognize for that?
Yeah, you know, thanks for asking that, Larry. Actually, there's some people that really get behind local musicians and the up and comers, and you know, for Craven this weekend, for example, Great Blue Heron RV gave us a trailer for the weekend, so we had a place to lay our heads. We don't have to tent it. So very appreciative of that, and you know, like companies like PA Fine Foods make sure we've got beef jerky and spits and stuff. So very thankful for those guys, and of course the fine folks at Labatt keep us hydrated.
Well, you need that, especially with a day like what we're looking like having here today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about some of your original music, some of the music that you've written, and describe it a bit. What are some of the influences? Where did you come up with the songs that you've made?
Yeah, you know, I recorded an album, I guess, 6 years ago now, and the music was written just, I wasn't really going for any specific purpose. It was just, it was something that was inside of me, and I needed to create it, and that was what the album came out. And I think it's a little bit of Alabama, a little bit of Garth Brooks, a little bit of Keith Urban. I think the song that I'm most proud of is a song called When Pink Is Just a Color Again, and it's a song dedicated to the fight against breast cancer. And because of that song, an astronaut, Julie Payette, heard it, saw a little slideshow we threw on YouTube, and she ended up taking my album aboard the space shuttle to the International Space Station.
Well, that gives you a bit of like roadworthiness that I don't think too many other people get. You covered some miles with that song.
Yeah, it was that was an incredible. Actually, on my Facebook news feed this morning, it popped up that while I was at Craven in 2010, the album, or 2010, the album had just landed back at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida at Cape Canaveral there, with my album aboard. So incredible.
That's something that not too many people have a claim to fame for. Okay, the one thing I'm curious about, and what's down the road for Cal Hurd? What's in the future for you?
You know, in the future, the band that I work with, a group of my best friends and comrades, and we've worked together for over 10 years. We're going to put out a band project. We've decided on a name. We're going to be called Last Mountain Revival. When you do a band project, we're learning very quickly that we all have strong opinions. So it'll take a little longer than expected, but we are going to do something together because we're passionate about the music and our group specifically. So that's look for Last Mountain Revival in the future.
Well, I'm sure looking forward to seeing that album and hearing what you guys come out with. You have a great sound, and I'm just, like I say, looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Now, all of a sudden, somebody wants to book you for a gig, find out more about you, buy a CD. How do they get a hold of Cal Hurd?
Yeah, I've got a website, calhurd.ca. It's just cal@calhurd.ca. You send me an email, and you know, if you just Google Cal, KALHOURD, my contact info will pop right up there. So we're ready to play, whether it's something small, acoustic, or you want to party. We're ready to go.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us here at Craven Country Jamboree, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you, Larry.
You betcha.
And thinks to himself, life might not be so bad if I could be the man my daughter thinks I am. Oh, if I could be the man my dog thinks I am.